is a true recognition of his work, and his name will always be there when people come and visit this. When students come here, they know that there was this doctor who not only contributed towards, and I believe what I'm hearing is that he was the brainchild behind this. He not only initiated this work and then later on gave his life to make others safe. I congratulate Dow University of Health Sciences on this tremendous achievement that they've made. And I'm sure that the simulation center will give us better trained doctors. One area that one thing that concerned me, and I did mention it, that the true experience, one other thing that we have is that the students, when they go out into wards, they give us manpower, they give us human resource to look after patients. So I was a little worried that what will happen to that. But then I was told that the ward will continue, but the students would have first-hand experience on these mannequins, and later on when they go to the patients, they'll be better trained. And apart from that, you cannot simulate, or you don't simulate sickness in live patients. They are sick. Here you can simulate different sicknesses, and for the doctors to get trained when they actually face that situation in real life. So once again, I congratulate the Dow University of Health Sciences. I congratulate the class of 1990 for giving this gift to the university, for paying back to the alma mater. And I'm sure that this initiative would also prompt others to follow suit. And this university, I'm personally affiliated with this university. I've had 2 sisters who graduated from here. So I'm sure this would enable others to also contribute, and I believe one of my sisters was in the class of 1990. So once again, congratulations to all for an effort which would be recognized by all, and inshallah ta'ala, I'm sure that we have more of these contributions from the alumni. One thing that I promised Dr. Saeed Qureshi, and I told Dr. Azra here, that he asked me that they needed some more money for additional mannequins. We'll make that available, but I'll also need your help in setting up these simulation centers in other medical universities in the province of Sindh, and immediately we'll make the money available. That should not be an issue. What, as you said, Dr. Hashmi, you were lucky enough to find him here, Dr. Asim Hashmi, and you need to train more people so that if we do invest in these high-tech interventions, that we have able people to run them so that they don't lie unattended and the money does not go to waste. I'm grateful that you invited me here today, and I'm sure each time that I come to Dow University, either here or at the OJA campus, or I visit any education institution, I really get impressed with the work that is being done in our universities, and it encourages me and it prompts me to contribute further to the education sector, and especially the higher education sector. Once again, thank you very much for inviting me here. Through virtual reality, people sitting at distances, being present in a meeting. And another example that he gave me was, for example, cadavers, if you want to operate on them. Somebody, say, sitting in Sakhar could be working on a cadaver in Karachi at Dow. So that's another area we're talking about, setting up more simulation centers like this in other universities of the province of Sindh. We'll look into that, and I'll also look into this virtual reality technology so that we can have one large simulation center, maybe in Dow, maybe some other place, and have other students work in it through virtual reality. So the government of Sindh is investing heavily in the medical sector, in the health sector, and we will continue to do that because health is something that we know that you have to invest in order to have a healthy society, one which can contribute to the country. Here I would especially like to thank the doctors for the work that they've done in the last almost 2 years when COVID-19 hit the entire world. I'd like to thank the doctors of the entire world, but especially the doctors in Pakistan and the province of Sindh. And Dr. Asif Rehman, in whose memory this center has been established, is an example of how he's given his own life to make all of us safe. I'm sure that this center, which carries his name, as Dr. Azra said. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Azra Fazil Pechu, Minister of Health, Vice Chancellor Professor Saeed Qureshi, Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Zarnaz Waheed, faculty members of Dow University of Health Sciences, the class of 1990, Dr. Asim Hashmi, Dr. Faryal, wife of late Dr. Asif Rehman, students of Dow University sitting here, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's indeed a pleasure to be here to inaugurate the Simulation Center, the Asif Rehman Simulation Center, which has been built with the assistance of the class of 1990. This is a perfect example of giving back to your alma mater. And I'm sure that the other classes, the other batches would also simulate this simulation center and construct and give back to the university more. It was, as I said, I'm not a medical student, unlike almost all of you here, but the advances in medical science, the simulation center here, other areas that I've visited, need a lot of help from, it's a result of the technology development that has taken place around the world. And that is where I come from. I was telling Dr. Saeed while we were visiting the simulation center that last weekend I had a group of engineers who had visited me, and one of them is working the virtual reality technology. And what he told me was that they can simulate or they can critical care और हमारी deaths, उसमें तो इजाफा नहीं हो रहा इस वक्त तक। जो हम इसको जैसे मैं कह रहा हूँ क्लोजली मॉनिटर करके देख रहे हैं, इन्फेक्शंस हो रही हैं, इन्फेक्शंस बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही हैं। मेरे ख्याल है कल कराची की हिस्ट्री में सबसे ज़्यादा पॉजिटिविटी आई है, लेकिन हमारी हॉस्पिटलाइजेशंस नहीं बढ़ रही हैं। हमारे पास जो क्रिटिकल केयर में पेशेंट्स हैं वो नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं उस तरीके से, और जब तक हम उसको मैनेज कर सकते हैं। हमारा पहले दिन जब हमने लॉकडाउन्स भी लगाए थे, मकसद ये नहीं था कि लोगों को बंद कर देना है, मकसद उसका ये था कि हम अपनी हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज़ को इतना अपग्रेड कर लें, इतना मैनेज कर लें हम अपने आप को कि हम किसी वक्त स्ट्रेस में ना जाएं। और अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र है कि हम उसमें कामयाब गए थे और अल्लाह ताला की करम रहा कि उसको मैनेज किया जा सका। इस वक्त भी मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ हम बड़ा क्लोजली वॉच कर रहे हैं, और अगर इस वक्त कोई नज़र नहीं आ रहा, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट इस पे तकरीबन रोज़ाना मीटिंग्स करता है, मैं रोज़ाना वो नंबर्स जो हैं वो आते हैं, इस वक्त कोई ऐसी चीज़ नज़र नहीं आ रही।
तालीमी इदारों के हवाले से कुछ फैसला किया गया है कि या तो टाइमिंग्स कम की जाएं या उनको बंद किया जाएगा?
अगेन मैं आपसे वही बात बता रहा हूँ, मैं वही बता रहा हूँ आपको कि ये, और इसके साथ साथ जो NCOC का एक फोरम है उस पर भी ये डिस्कस होता है, और हम यही चाह रहे हैं कि थ्रू आउट, ये सिर्फ यहाँ पे नहीं पूरे पाकिस्तान में नंबर ऑफ़ केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं, बल्कि अगर हम देख रहे थे, मुझे आज का या कल का तो याद नहीं, 2 दिन पुरानी बात मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि वेंटिलेटर पे कराची में 11 पेशेंट्स थे। उसी दिन जो बड़े शहर हैं लाहौर में 25 पेशेंट थे उस दिन, और पेशावर में 16 पेशेंट्स थे वेंटिलेटर पे। تو یہ پورے پاکستان میں آبویسلی ہوگا اور ہم این سی او سی کے ساتھ مل کے اس پہ ڈیسائیڈ کریں گے جو بھی کرنا ہے.